Qué pasó, mi gente? Welcome to the Forever Grind Show. This is your host, El Daviso. Happy Monday morning, everybody. It's been a hell of a weekend. Nothing but nonstop sports. We got a lot to talk about. I hope you had that morning caffeine kick. I hope you all made it to work safely this morning. Let's get this Monday over with, shall we? Couple more days until Friday, couple more days until the weekend. But until we get to that weekend, let's talk about what happened this past weekend. Yes, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. We're going to talk about week 2 in the NFL as well. But we got to talk about this fight, man. We got to talk about this fight. I told y'all, mega fight. Didn't disappoint. My pick before this weekend was that Canelo Alvarez was going to win via decision. I was dead wrong. And let me tell you something. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad that I was wrong. I thought it was going to be a bully fight. In the end of the day, Terence Crawford wanted this fight. He jumped up 2 weight classes to get this fight. I didn't see that coming. And I don't even care. This was the mega fight that we've been waiting for the longest time. We had so much outcomes based on this fight. Let me tell you something. Dana White needs to take over boxing. The same way he promoted UFC, made it a multi-billion-dollar corporation. He needs to take over boxing. This was the most legit fight I've ever seen since I've been alive. I'm 31 years old. I've seen some great fights in the 2000s. Not so much after. Dana White has proved why he should take over boxing promotions. He knows how to pick them. He knows how to promote them. And he knows when to schedule fighters to fight each other. Dana White is the real deal. He is the promoter. There's no doubt about that. He is the promoter. Honestly, nobody should be promoting fights other than Dana White. Nobody. Nobody does it better. This fight was not rigged. This fight was legitimate. Nobody was pulling back. This was a fight. From the very beginning, if you watch that fight, from the first round till the final round, they were getting down. They squared up. Terence Crawford wasted no time. That's how good this fight was. I'm going to be talking about this a lot. This probably take the majority of the video. I don't care. For all you boxing fans out there, you would agree with me. Just to hear the sound of Max Kellerman on commentary. If you saw his body language, if you saw his facial expressions, you knew how big this fight was. The man was almost at the brink of tears because of how good this fight was, how good this event was. Greatest fight I've seen in my lifetime. Now, I've seen some good ones, but not like this. Not in 2025. Terence Crawford wasted no time. I'm going to say that again. From the first round, he went at it. You knew he was here to fight. He was here to make a name of himself. Let me tell you something. Terence Crawford with Earl Spence Jr. destroyed him. Terence Crawford with Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Destroyed him. Forget super middleweight champion. How about mega fight champion? Terence Crawford is the real deal. Undefeated. There hasn't been anybody like him in a long time. This fight saved boxing. It saved boxing, and it wasn't even close. I'm not going to mention other promotions. You already know. If you know, you know. But the way Dana White promoted this fight, it lived up to the hype. Will we see any of them again? You know what? I think so. Will we see a part 2? Hey, we saw a part 2, Canelo versus Triple G. As a matter of fact, it was a trilogy fight. We all know how that went down. Will we see the sequel to this fight? I think we will. How good this fight was, we're going to see a lot more mega fights if Dana White promotes them. You got to trust Dana White, man. I understand his whole career has been in the UFC. But if you look back, the way he promoted Conor McGregor and Floyd Money Mayweather, promoted like no other fight. I'm not going to lie. That fight was better promoted than Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. And we all wanted to see Triple G against Canelo. And we did. And guess what happened? That fight didn't really go the way we saw. If we look back, I think, in my opinion, I think Triple G should have won that fight. This fight, we all knew who won. And it wasn't even close. I gave Canelo 1 round that he won. Maybe even 2. But Terence Crawford was all over Canelo Alvarez. Boxing is going to have a great future as long as Dana White promotes it. Is that a hot take? Did you see the fight on Netflix? Did you see the card on Netflix? Trust in Dana White. He knows how to promote fights. I got a thing in my eye. I don't like it. It was a magnificent event. And I hope, as long as I hear Dana White promotions, or if Dana White is promoting a boxing fight, you can count me in. I'll watch. I'll see the competition. I'll see the entertainment. I watch UFC. I watch it because Dana White does promote it. Even if they're unpopular fighters that aren't mainstream yet, but they will be. There hasn't been some yet. In my generation, I remember GSP, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Mighty Mouse, Nate Diaz. Those are Cain Velasquez even. Those are the fighters that I always watched in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Frank Mir, Shane Carwin, Junior Dos Santos. That was my time that I watched the UFC, and I still do. I stay tuned in because I know the promoter is legit. No BS, nothing going on. He loves combat sports. That's somebody that you want to follow. That is somebody that you want to see promote a mega fight. So again, will we see Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford? I'll tell you this much. Do we need to see him again? Will boxing be okay if they both retired? Let me tell you something. At this point, I think boxing will be okay if Terence Crawford and Canelo were to retire today because of Dana White. He'll find the future. He always has. He'll find the future of boxing. The way he's found the future of the UFC, turned it into billions. This is someone that we can trust to promote a fight. That is my humble opinion. I think the sport is in good hands under Dana White. Now, that's just if they both retire. Now, to the bigger question that I asked earlier, will we see a sequel? I don't see why not. If that's how the first fight is, will we see Canelo Alvarez back in attack mode? We're all used to seeing him in defense mode twice a year. Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. That's it. And we saw him in defense mode. You know what I appreciated about Canelo? He was fighting back. Maybe not as much as we'd like to see, because he was getting mauled by Terence Crawford. But he was giving him back a fight. So now, why not have a sequel? I think it's coming. Maybe not next year. Maybe Cinco de Mayo of... Well, even then, he is now in pursuit. So maybe it wouldn't even be on Canelo's terms anymore. People will fight on his terms because he was a champion. He officially has 3 losses under his belt and 1 draw. Terence Crawford is undefeated. The ball is now at his court. He gets to call the shots. So if Canelo wants to fight Terence Crawford, it's no longer going to be on his terms. Now, me as a proud Mexican American, I looked forward to Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. But you know what? I'm okay with Canelo fighting on Terence Crawford's terms because he is the champion. He is the GOAT of this modern era of boxing. So it might be on his terms now. As far as the sequel goes, I'm looking forward to it. Whenever that may be. And that fight will probably be even bigger. There's a story now. There's a big story. Canelo's return. Will he retire with this legacy, or will he retire with the story of a comeback? That's going to be something fun to watch, and that's going to be something to look up to in the sport of boxing. I'm excited, y'all. I am excited. Man. And I've been thinking about that since Saturday night. What an event it was. A packed stadium. Allegiant Stadium, Vegas. You know what was funny too? Terrence Crawford got me when he walked out with some ranchero music. I honestly thought it was Canelo. He walked out with a guitar case. You know what? Let me tell you something. Had it been anybody else, I would have been like, why? But I like Terrence Crawford more. Therefore, I'm okay with it. If you're Mexican, you weren't okay with it. Hey, my bad. But I was. I loved it. It was amazing. We're switching off now. We just finished, almost finished, week 2 of NFL Sunday. I need to talk about a team. It's not looking good. I want to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. You're not looking good out there. You have lost officially 3 games in a row this year. A loss in the Super Bowl, a loss in week 1 against the Chargers, and a loss yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles at Kansas City. This is not good from the Kansas City Chiefs. As a matter of fact, have we seen them officially dethroned? Are they done for the 2025 season? Next week, they have the New York Giants that just went toe-to-toe with Dallas Cowboys, 40-37. Giants lost by 3. I mean, Russell Wilson was cooking. If the Kansas City Chiefs lose to the New York Giants, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I'm sorry, but I think it's officially over. You go 0-3? I don't see how the Chiefs respond after that. How can they respond? How do they recover from that? You got the Chargers up and come up. You got the Raiders slowly rising, and they will rise with Pete Carroll as their head coach. You got Sean Payton molding the Denver Broncos, which looked kind of sloppy yesterday. Daniel Jones is looking mighty good. But with these teams, these monster teams and these underrated teams that are up and coming, I feel like the locker room is getting a little lost. There's some friction going on. I don't know if you watched that game, but you can tell there's a little bit of friction going on. There's no rhythm. Matter of fact, there's no identity. It's looking really bad. And for those who are cheering the Kansas City Chiefs losing, hey, you know what? I don't blame you at all. I really don't. I was like that. The New England Patriots, when they finally stopped winning. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the year for the Kansas City Chiefs. They will not make it to the AFC Championship this year. This will be history in the making. This will be the first year that the Kansas City Chiefs do not make the Super Bowl. Therefore, they will not make also the AFC Championship. Matter of fact, if they do make it to the first round, I am convinced that they will be eliminated in the wild card round. You can't blame the Kansas City Chiefs for losing anymore, and I'll tell you why. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There is too much fatigue with the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been doing this for 7 years. Let's count it up. 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 7 years. 7 straight trips to the AFC Championship. Including Super Bowls. That's an added season to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't blame them for taking a step back, because that's a lot to take on the body. This is not a diss to the Kansas City Chiefs coming from a Chargers fan. It's really not. But you can only do this for so long. I don't see a Super Bowl future for the Kansas City Chiefs for 2025. Honestly, this could be similar to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. After 2008, after 2012, it was probably 10 years until Tom Brady and the New England Patriots won a Super Bowl. And they were dominant. They won some and they lost some. Oddly enough, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots won 3 and they lost 2 before they can win their 6th. Excuse me, until they could win their 4th. They won 3 and they lost 2. They couldn't go back until they won their 4th championship. It took 10 years. I could possibly see that with the Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody's going to be like Tom Brady. Nobody is going to be like the New England Patriots. But it's possible for there to be a gap. It is possible for there to be some similarities. Tom Brady's the GOAT, and we all know this. And it's not even close. Can the Kansas City Chiefs do it next year? Can they do it the year after that? It will possibly have to be a rebuild season. Here's the thing. They still got young receivers. Travis Kelce, you know what? He's a good dude. I never met him before, but he's a great guy. He lights up the room. He's full of energy. You just want to talk to the guy. But I feel like this might be the last year for Travis Kelce. I take no pleasure in saying that, by the way. I really don't. Matter of fact, talk about a hot take. I honestly think he's the greatest tight end of this generation, if not ever. That is my opinion. I always thought Travis Kelce was a better tight end than Rob Gronkowski. If you want to debate me on that, hit a comment down below. I'm serious. This is my hot take. Travis Kelce, the better tight end than Rob Gronkowski. And if you want to bring Super Bowl rings, hey, bring the Super Bowl rings. Technically, yeah, Gronkowski has 4. But get this, he only played for 3 that he won. Travis Kelce played in all of them that he won. I'll leave it at that. Man, tonight, Monday Night Football The Los Angeles Chargers going to Allegiant Stadium to play the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not going to lie, I'm nervous. Do I have to be nervous? Low key, I am. I'm not going to underestimate the Raiders. Let me tell you something. I don't like the Raiders. But I respect them because of who is coaching them. And also because of who's in their team. You got Pete Carroll as a head coach. You got Max Crosby, the heart of the Oakland Raiders. Not to mention, you got some influence in Tom Brady. I'm not going to underestimate that team. Will it be a close game? Maybe. But I'll put it this way. And you could check me tomorrow if you'd like. We could have a conversation. That's all I ever want to do on this channel. I want to have conversations with you guys. I want to talk to you. I've been saying that for as long as I've been doing this. I want to talk to you guys sincerely, genuinely. I got the Chargers winning by 10. I think right now the Chargers, for one, have great firepower. They got weapons on offense. They got some weapons on defense. The Chargers have Justin Herbert, and they have Jim Harbaugh. And let me tell you something. Even if Justin Herbert were to get hurt, normally, people would say they're done. It's over. Well, let me tell you something. Even then, the Chargers have another weapon. And you might not believe in it because of how he played with the Cowboys, how he played with San Francisco, or however, whatever highlight you may have seen in the NFL. Let me tell you something. Trey Lance, I think he's back to resurrect himself. I think he's got it. And that's just worst case scenario. But we all know how Jim Harbaugh can pivot. We've seen him do it once, going from Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick. He took them to the Super Bowl. No, they didn't win. But if you ask me, that was impressive. And tonight's game, once again, a divisional rivalry game on Monday Night Football on ESPN. Chargers versus the Raiders. I got the Chargers winning by 10. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in at the Forever Grind Show. This is your host, El Daviso. Have a happy Monday today. Get Monday over with. Finish your work 9 to 5. Once you get home, celebrate that Monday is officially over and watch Monday Night Football. I love y'all. Take good care of yourselves. Peace.